Me. So inappropriate, though. So inappropriate. I need a shower.
Yeah, fuck. I'm just gonna my list up with me so I don't forget.
Yeah. So the next comedian, my buddy, he's asking me if this guy's gonna be here. The white guy with the Mexican last name. Everybody loves this guy, and so I wrote a little song to introduce him tonight. It goes a little something like this.
What the fuck?
You say Ramos, I say Ramos. I drive Ford, you drive Chevy Silverados. I say Ramos, you say Ramos. Laugh at his jokes, don't be a bunch of lamos. All right, let's get him up here. Michael Ramos! Different, you know. When I do a new room that I've never really done before, I like being like intimate. I like sharing new things about me, and like I like sharing like my fears. Like I have a couple of irrational fears that are pretty ridiculous. One of them is pooping in stalls. I'm not a big fan of doing that because I'm like terrified. I'm terrified of sitting down, and what I'm terrified about is the feet that come underneath the stall. You know what I'm saying? Like you sit down, you're all ready to go, and out of nowhere you have the banger that comes in, it's just like, and I'm just like, who's there? I don't know what's going on. And all you see is feet. For all I know, it could be fucking Jason Voorhees behind the thing, behind the door, and it's just like, I'm like, hello? I'm just terrified like it's a fucking horror film. Also, what's up with the gangster writing on the public stalls? Am I the only one that's ever curious about that? You're about to sit down and you're just like, oh shit, there's some blood on the toilet seats. Like that must be like a really shitty gang that wants to put their name on the toilet. It's a sort of initiation. The guy comes up like, yo motherfucker, you wanna be part of our gang? You gotta write this shit in the toilet seat, motherfucker. The new guy's just like, I don't want to be on this thing. Scratching it on there, right? He's just like, Michael's here. Happy Mother's Day to any mothers in here that are mothers. No mothers in here? No MILFs? Shout out to the girls posting pictures of their mom. I got to see a whole lot of fucking hot moms on Instagram on Mother's Day. That was awesome. No, my mom was, I had to get a gift for my mom for Mother's Day, so I had to think of what to get her, right? And I asked her, like, Mom, what do you want for Mother's Day? And all she told me was, she wanted 50 Shades of Grey on DVD for Mother's Day, right? So I bought that shit, Blu-ray combo pack edition, because that's the kind of son I am. Bought my mom 50 Shades of Grey, and when I gave it to her, I was like, hey Mom, you want to know something about me? Mom, and of course, your mom is interested. She's like, yeah, I want to know something about you. I'm like, all right, Mom. I don't make love. I fuck. And she just starts hysterically laughing. If you ever read the book, that's what the guy says in the book. I don't make love. I fuck. You ever tell your wife that? Baby, tonight I ain't making love. I'm here to fuck. In case you haven't noticed, I am single. Thank you. I was in a relationship. I was in one for a couple of years, and it was pretty cool. You know, she was with me when I first started thinking about wanting to do comedy. I started writing jokes and all that stuff, and I came up with my very first joke ever. My buddy was talking about like, oh man, like one night stands. Oh, they're such a drag, dude. I hate them. And the only thing I could think of to respond to him was like, yeah man, I tried to do a one night stand one time and I ended up like staying for 3 years. And I got so excited because I was like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. I wrote my first joke. So I rushed home, and she's at home. I'm like, hey, babe, I wrote a joke finally. I can't wait to tell you. You want to hear it? She's like, yeah, I want to hear it. I'm like, all right, ready? I tried doing one night stand one time. I ended up hitting it and staying for 3 years. And her reaction, guys, were not what the other guy's reactions. She was just more like, really? That's what you think of me? I'm just gonna hit it and quit it? You just wanted to fuck me? You don't actually love me? It's like, no, babe, it's a joke. That's the thing, it's a joke. And like, we ended up staying for 3 more years, so she thought it was kind of funny. And like, living with a girl, it's really interesting. You learn a lot. You really do as a guy. And like, I know one thing I had to deal with growing up, living with a girl, was having to deal when they get kind of angry. Does any guy know that issue when girls get angry? They let themselves get so hungry that they become super angry about everything. They're just over in the corner just like, and you're like, babe, are you okay? And she's like, I'm fucking hungry. It's like, oh shit. I'm like, oh fuck. And of course, like, I try to recommend the basics. I'm like, hey, do you want to get some Chili's? We can go to Chili's right now, happy hour, right? And girls' reaction is always the same. I'm just hungry, right? And I get kind of fed up. I'm like, no, fuck this. I'm like, no, I'm gonna make my own shit. Make your own food, right, guys? And we sit down and we start eating the food. And girls, what do you always do? Every single time, just like, that smells kind of good. Really? That smells kind of good? You should have said you wanted some when I asked you 20 fucking minutes ago. Who's here? Okay, who here right now is in a relationship? You guys are in a relationship? Or is it kind of given? You guys are kind of older. All people date too. My grandpa met, not my real grandmother, but I call her grandma because I'm cool like that, like older. If you guys are dating, that's cool. No wonder you like making love. You just want to Guys in a relationship, that you totally know this incident. When a girl comes up to you and she's like, babe, if I lost my left arm in a car accident, would you still love me? Babe, if I went to Taco Bell and I got a crunchwrap Supreme with extra sour cream and extra cheese, even though I'm not tolerant, and I totally shit myself, would you still love me? And of course the obvious answer is, no, I wouldn't fucking still love you. A full-grown woman that shits herself isn't someone worth loving. You should know this shit, right? I want to flip the roles. I want to be like, hey babe, if I came up to you and like I totally just ejaculated your face and then totally slapped you and ran away, would you still love me? That's why I'm out with that girl for 3 years. Didn't work out. She didn't love me after that. But I'm dating now. I'm learning how to date. Dating's really cool. It's really interesting. I took a girl on a date, right? And she had a gluten allergy, so I was like, let's go wine tasting. It's amazing. So we went wine tasting, and during our wine tasting adventure, she was just like, when I get a bit drunk, I'll do a bit of a British accent. I'm like, well, it's amazing. But when I get a bit tipsy, I'm doing a amazing Australian accent. She's like, oh my god, that's really good. I bet you can't do that at the next place. I'm like, I bet you I could. We walk in the next place, and the guy comes up and the guy goes, hey mate, what are you doing? You guys doing some wine tasting today? I'm like, yeah mate, we're gonna do a bit of wine tasting for me. And I want this for my date Ali right here. And he goes, oh my god, are you Australian? I'm like, yeah mate, 100% Australian. Don't you hear my accent? And he looks at me and goes, that's amazing. The owners are Australian too. And the girl looks at me and she was like, if you want, we can back out of this right now. I'm like, no, let's just keep fucking going. Fuck it, let's just keep going. The owner comes up to me and she's like, oh, you're Australian. I'm like, yeah, just a bit. My father's from Sydney. I live with my father. So I get my accent really from living with my father. And she's like, that's amazing. Enjoy the wine, cheers, blah, blah, blah. So I start drinking more, and I get more cocky when I drink a little bit. So these two people sit next to us, and they're like, "Are you really Australian? Honestly?" I'm like, "Yeah, mates. You know, my father's in Sydney, from Australia." I'm like, "Hey, but seriously though, you want to hear my American accent?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right." I'm like, "Don't make me laugh. This is serious. All right." Hi, my name is Michael, and I love drinking American wine. And they're like, "Oh shit, that was really fucking good." I'm like, "Yeah, so you notice right that I said Michael when I'm Australian, but really when I'm American, it's, hey, what's up, my name's Michael." That stuff was brilliant. And I walked to the counter afterwards and I said, "Amazing wine, thank you so much, cheers." And I left. Never again can I go to that winery ever again. Okay, next time I go, I'm gonna toy for again. Be like, "Yeah, what's up? I'm thinking of Cabernet." They'll be like, "Aren't you Australian?" I'm like, "Right, yes, I am Australian." Robert, I told Robert this story. Robert's like, "That was Brecken, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was Brecken." So there's a couple guys in here, and I want to hear your answer for this. You need to give me your answer. Guys, okay. Dating, you run into a lot of drunk girls, right? All right. Guys, all guys, give me a hell yeah if I should send a picture of my dick to a girl over a text message. Hell yeah! Don't do it! Hey, I ain't heard this. I might be Irish, but I'm like half Irish. So it's only half the small size. I like how the little girl's like, "Woo! Irish dick, my favorite! Vienna sausages!" You know, and you know what? Most girls